Hello, 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 chat, we're up. Hello, chat. How's everybody doing today? I'm just gonna take a second to settle into the space. I have my incense ready, but I haven't quite matched my intentions for it. It's interesting how much energy starts to flow just immediately off of like the solar plexus and heart. Oh, it's that magnetic. It's funny how quickly that energy really takes off though. It's really cool. Hello everyone. Hello. I'm actually going to set this down for just a second because I realized that I didn't yet plug in my cellular device. And that is half of the stream. So there we go. You are now plugged in, chat. How does it feel to be energized? Okay, and is this angle... Let's go like there. Is that good? That's cute, I think. Okay. I call in spirit. I call in angels, ancestors, guides, spirit allies in alignment with the highest good of all. Please bring through the clearest, most accurate information and assist me in grounding the energies that are needed for this collective. Please help the work that flows through this space. Encourage the growth and evolution for all. How are we feeling today? Do I have any notes that I need to write down before we get started? I think one of the things that came up for me today, I've had quite a few like ranty type, I don't know, interactions. Channel messages, like what I upload has been like a little ranty. So I think that maybe there's like this energy of people getting just like a little fed up with I'm feeling a little more chilled out. Yesterday's energy felt really like, and today's feeling a little bit chiller. Interesting. I'm not quite sure where this is going. I think I'm trying to like predetermine and maybe just going with it is, yeah, we're fed up. We're annoyed. Okay. I saw the High Priestess and the Page of Cups. Interesting. High Priestess again. Yeah. Okay, so there's like an intuitive knowing. And I think that that might be leading to this frustration. So like the baseline energy that we're starting with is there is a frustration of some sort going on in the collective. I need somewhere to put my boxes. Okay. Yeah, so there's an intuitive knowing and there's a frustration that's occurring. So on the highest spirit level, what else do we need to know? That's a lot. Okay. Oh, and I did see this already. Yeah, okay. I don't need to repeat that. Could be walking away from something and that could be leaving us feeling a little frustrated and irritated. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. We have the Empress coming out here. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna take the reverses yet or not, but I'm just gonna like kind of sit here and see what this energy is and what we can do. So off right we have the Lovers, the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Empress, and the Three of Wands. And the Eight of Cups on the deck. Okay. So I think... Is that really the energy we're going for here, Spirit? Let me... Okay. So we have the Lovers reversed, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Wands reversed. And so I was talking about this frustration energy, and I think that maybe this collective can feel love coming in, can feel like union coming in, and maybe there's like some doubt popping up, and maybe it's feeling a little scary and a little like feeling a little tongue-tied, feeling like you can't speak, feeling like you're not allowed to speak, and like there's this like really driving passionate force behind it, like you really do want this, and it's almost like you feel like you're falling on your face, and it's feeling pretty frustrating, and it's a little like challenging. And it's interesting because this is starting all the way up in the higher realms. We're really talking about in the spirit here, and then we work our way down. So there being this energy of, you know, and also we're going to relate this into inner union as well. Just going to take a second here. I'm going to close this because it feels a little... what can I put in here? Choices. Interesting. Choices. I just want to keep this propped open slightly. What can I do? What am I supposed to grab here? I don't understand. Okay. Oh. Ah! I'm just trying to keep the incense from like dying, but also like it was just too much. It was just too much. What's going on? There's a strange energy that's happening with this. Yeah, it's almost like you can see like the possibilities and you want to go for it, and you have like a lot of like energy behind it and a lot of hope towards it, but then you just feel like you're falling flat on your face. And I think I'm seeing the other half of this as advice, and it's kind of like, I'm going to take this non-reversed. And we also have the Eight of Cups over here on the deck, so I'm seeing that as walking away from maybe this like, this doubt. That's what it is. We're walking away from doubt over here in the collective. And we have the Page of Wands and the Empress. That's why, like, the Lovers reversed, I normally, like, don't like to take reversals, but it felt like it was really pertinent to the energy. So, one thing about the Empress is things fall into place for the Empress. This feels drivey. I can't tell if it's too much for me right now. We're gonna skip it. But it was called the Infinite Cycle. Oh, we're moving on from the cycle. Heard. Okay, things fall into place for the Empress. The Empress is the ultimate state of receiving because she is the ultimate nurturer. This is the divine feminine in the deck. Things just flow towards you. Things just naturally come towards you. And so, like, with this, like, union energy, it's almost like this force is existing, and there's this like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to use my passion to force this into fruition, and then feeling like you fall on your face. The energy that you're being asked to be in is to be in this Empress energy, and to just allow yourself to be like curious about the thoughts that come up, and allow yourself to walk on from this like cycle of doubt and painful thoughts, and be in this state of receiving, and allow your ships to come in, allow the new things. You can see it coming in, so just allow it to come in. I think the reason this came out the way it did was because in breaking this cycle, You're going to be in this state of receiving and watching, and you don't have to control it. You're not meant to be in this like controlling energy anymore. It's unnecessary. It's not doing anything to further your cause. It's actually what you're walking away from. And in walking away from that, that is what is bringing in this like victorious lover's energy. It's what's bringing in this like new beginning. I did see the Fool in there when I was shuffling. Is there anything else from this layer? I'm not feeling like I'm going to pull anything else off of the highlighter today, which is interesting. I do want to pull out... No, that can stay there. That's fine. I'm going to go for the Oracle of Ascendants. This is really based in astrology and the Sephirot. So, Spirit... Interesting. Spirit, bring me some symbols, some energies around where this is showing up, so maybe we can localize the archetypes and such that are bringing up this old cycle, this old tendency, this old pattern. What do we need to know about that? And then what do we need to help us be in this new energy? This new cycle. I'm finding a lot of like dualism in my readings recently. Also, if anyone does follow and want a reading, make sure that you say something so that I know that you're like waiting for one, because yesterday a lot of people were doing that and I didn't know, and I wanted to give them readings if they wanted them. So, okay. Also, if you're interested in getting on the list, you can go up here, and on the website, the prices are listed. Okay, so about this energy, and then the actions that we can take. Okay, so we're gonna look at what we're moving away from, and then we're gonna look at this like new energy that we're walking into, this new position that we are holding ourselves in. So what we're walking away from, first of all, we have the infinity symbol. There's a woman on here that she talks about how like one half is the individual, one half is like the group and the collective. So we're looking at the cycle that bounces back and forth. I didn't pull it out when I did the shuffle, but I did see like the spiral, and so like we're really looking at cycles that are clearing. And so it's kind of like we're breaking this infinite loop, like maybe our ancestors, maybe these old patterns. Oh, right, and then we have Uranus here, which is like this disruptive energy. So it's almost like the thing that caused chaos in our lineage. We're destroying those like old patterns of like feeling separate and feeling like things aren't gonna go our way and like we're gonna fall on our face. We're really allowing these old patterns to like fall. We're not like controlling anymore. We're allowing like, we can't control the chaos that comes to us. We can't control how our reality reflects to us. We can only control how we act, and then we get to see that in the external world. So in moving into this like Empress energy, this like curiosity, this new mind, this like what new thoughts can we have? The first thing was Mars. So what kind of action can you take within? What kind of, from this place of receiving, from this place of like having a new mindset and like watching it come in and being curious, what kind of action can you take that allows those energies specifically, instead of trying to control it, instead of trying to like, I'm passionate about this, it's a different kind of Mars energy. It's drive, but it's a drive to do something new. It's a drive to allow it instead of a drive to control it. So it's kind of like the Empress is taming the Emperor in a way, which is quite interesting. Oh, and also in case we weren't sure it was Aries, we do have Aries over here on the deck, and Aries is the Emperor, so we kind of have counterparts already, which is interesting because the Lovers came out, right? Like, counterparts! And then we have Seiheki, which is a Reiki symbol for balance. So I would, if I were doing a session on someone, I would use this symbol to create balance between the hemispheres of their mind or between their consciousness and their body, and to like bridge the gap between the two polarities of self. So balance, how can you balance that action that's being asked of you? And then we also have another thing of duality here we'll get to in a second, but there's really a lot about like merging the counterparts together and creating a bridge. Yesterday a bridge was very pertinent. I'm gonna just sit here for a second and see if anything's coming through, because I'm feeling like I need to do that. Do we have anything? Processing. The song said processing. That's so funny. This would also, I would say this is like a good symbol for harmony. So it's like, the struggle of trying to make things happen and watching it fall is a part of the cycle. Only in seeing the failure can you eventually find the success. So it's not that anything is wrong with you if you are still trying to get something to come into fruition. It's just a part of the journey. It's a genuine part of what you're doing. And it's very important. So allow yourself to be in this harmonious state, in this neutral in-between. And then we have Halil, and so this is again like this microcosm to macrocosm energy that I was talking about over here with the infinity symbol. But as you can see, it's like the infinity on Earth is also the infinity in the heavens, and the infinity in the heavens is also the infinity on Earth. So not only are we looking internal and external, this is like as above, so below, as within, so without, as the body, so the soul. But I haven't seen the Wheel of Fortune, but it's coming up, so I'm going to bring it up. The like fate and what the divine plan is, and being in alignment with divine will, that reflects down on Earth. So like, you don't need to be in control of what's happening as you allow it to flow. Like the Lovers is here for a reason, the energy is here for a reason. You're not meant to make it happen. It's supposed to just happen. That inner union is supposed to just happen. That external union is supposed to just happen. It's not about making it happen. It's about letting those old cycles and patterns break so that you can hold it, so that you can actually be the embodiment of it, so that you can allow yourself to receive it and nurture it and let it grow. Yeah. That's that level. We're moving really quick through this. I'm going to use this new deck that I got. It's Outlander Oracle. Especially since we're on this topic of like lovers, like it feels like this is really on par. I did take some really negative cards out of it. I don't know if you guys have seen Outlander, but it's like there's some like really dark stuff, and there were some of the cards in here, and those aren't the energies I'm trying to bring in. Oh, this needs cleansed. I can just feel it. Do I have... I just need to cleanse it. It feels like it needs something. There's this other... Ooh, I scuffed that guy up. What's that? Interesting. We'll go around one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And lastly on the bottom. Anyway, I felt the need to take some cards out of here because they were like quite negative. Okay, we're gonna cleanse some energy out, apparently, which I was not anticipating. We do have a nice little bit of incense going. We have fire, so we're like in this transmutational energy. By the way, this is like a good like 8 inches away from things. It's like contained and safe over here. Just making sure people know that it's safe, or I would have it over there. Because we're walking away from this energy of trying to control and trying to force things into what we want them to be, I think that I'm being called to like really help. Interesting. I'm also being called to my Pluto Oracle. We have Pluto retrograde right now. Oh, I don't know if I can get this out. Got it. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing we're gonna do some transmute. We're doing 3 levels of transmutation work here, which is quite interesting. But I did there were some really brutal cards in here, and I just I didn't want those to be a part of my work, so I took them out. Spirit, what can you tell me about like our emotional levels or the archetypes that maybe will help us with this energy of staying in a receiving state? What can help with this state of receiving? Okay, come on. That one's too. Give me one more. All right. Interesting. What do we have here? I'm gonna leave that reversed. I really don't like reverses very often, so if I take it, to me that means something. Yeah. Okay, so kind of the driving factor behind this like metric of control, the thing that drove us to think like, oh, I'm going to force this, this thing that caused us to think that we needed to control how this unfolded. It stemmed from this feeling of like kind of floating off by ourselves and feeling like an outcast. It's this really deep wound of not feeling like you're a part of your environment. I don't know what this flower is, but it looks like a thistle. And then there are multiple swords in the ground. This is like a battlefield where like many people have like died. It's kind of like lots of people have fallen on this sword of feeling alone. And like if you look, it's a guy and he's like staring out into the ocean, and it's just him and how he feels. It's just him and the vastness of everything. And I think that like feeling connection could make us feel like we're going to like fix something or change something. Like we can fix. To fix, by the way, is not like to correct. It can be, but the actual like meaning of the word is to like adhere things together. To fix something is to like, it is set. It is, and again, we were looking at divine will coming through with this. I wish I had the Wheel of Fortune out here. I mean, I pulled it earlier today, so might as well, right? But, the flesh undone. Oh, okay, we're clearing ancestral cycles. I keep having to skip those songs because they're too intense. It's like, no, I'm tired of these old cycles. No, I want this to go. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this feeling alone. I'm tired of this painful experience, and I'm ready to burn that. I'm ready to get rid of that. I'm ready for that to get transmuted and get out of my lineage, to be honest. It's not just about out of me. It's not just out of the situation. It's like out of my lineage. Go. That energy is no longer welcome here. There is no place for that. It is clear. It is done. It is over. And the divine is echoing that to us from these higher realms. It's saying like, hey, be in this state of receiving, be in this state of curiosity. And I'm just on the top of the deck over here is a card called Youth, and it's like a guy talking to a young child, and like that's kind of the energy here is like have curious and youthful thoughts. Allow yourself to think from a state of like, what if? What if I just receive? What if I just watch this come in? What if it is able to work out in my favor? What if I do take actions that allow that to happen on my behalf, essentially? And then again, I don't really take reverses, but this one, it was conflict reverse. And I think that that was really important for this with the Mars energies. It's not about controlling it. It's not about like butting up against it. It's about like allowing yourself to sit back and watch it happen. It's about allowing that, oh yeah, and then this symbol. I use this, if a couple is in conflict, I would use this symbol to like make things cohesive between them. I had these coworkers that fought all the time, and I would cast this on them so they would just like stop because it was a lot. So it's like we're easing our conflict. We're no longer inviting that in, and we're using our better judgment. We're using our discernment. We're blindly letting the scales weigh before us and trusting that it's going to work out and everything's going to be even, that everything, and honestly, if you look, it's almost like it's tipping in her favor because her hand's out to receive. Again, we're in this Empress energy of receiving. Her hand is here. Like, see how there's this little sparkle here? It's like she's in this state of receiving. She is in this state of having her hand out, and the scales are tipping in her favor. She doesn't have to do anything because it is naturally unfolding. The love wants to come in. The love wants to be shared and felt. It's something that wants to be expressed, and just allowing that energy to do so is a really big deal. And then foxes could be significant, because yesterday one of our last cards was a fox, and then that seemed to have a fox spirit on it, so foxes could be significant. We're going to pull some Oracle of Pluto cards, and then this is not my favorite box design. They like put it so the book like slides on here, but you have to like do this to get the cards out. So the book just always falls out, and I don't think it's, what if I did it, oh my god. Me finally figuring out how to like make this work for me. Yeah, we'll just do it like that. It still closes? Does it still closes? Yeah. We'll just put it backwards. Solved. Oh. It's that easy. We just gotta like change our perspective. It's that easy. We just have to change, because we're going from this state of controlling and like worrying and like feeling really like, it's not working. It's this victim mentality. Instead of being in this like, I'm going to make this happen, I'm gonna charge forward without really thinking about it, I'm not listening to anybody, I'm just gonna make this happen. This instead being in this state of curiosity and receiving, it's asking us like to look at things from a new perspective and just realize like, oh, that's an easy fix. Oh, that really doesn't have to be too hard. That doesn't have to like be painful. That doesn't have to cause me strife. I don't have to sit here and argue with this thing. I don't have to sit here and argue with my guides. My guides want things to be easy for me. It's kind of like we're creating our own chaos because that's what we were taught. Again, we were looking at ancestral wounds that we're clearing. So I think that maybe there's this like how we were taught, our perception, our limits, our the experience of our elders and how that is like projected onto us as younger people, the experience that we are expected to have based on how our ancestors lived. It's like if you grow up below the poverty line, to come out of that, there is like this certain expectation of like, you either get lucky or you did something, like there's this like side eye kind of energy. And in reality, it's just like, no, I chose to align, I chose to work hard, I chose to do these other things, I chose to change, I chose to grow, I chose to become this new version of myself, or whatever it is. And it's kind of that like change of perspective of like, it doesn't have to be based on how the ancestors thought it was going to work, or how, I don't know, it doesn't have to be painful, it doesn't have to be the trauma. This came through earlier in my channeled message, but it doesn't have to be about the trauma that other people have endured. You don't have to endure hell just because someone else did. That being projected onto you is like pointless. Like, why are we going to spend the time on that? So, Spirit, I would like to use this Pluto energy, first of all, to clear this old pattern. And then I would like, we're going to first clear this old pattern. So, Spirit, bring through what's going to help this energy clear. Bring death to this old energy. Ooh. Okay, thank you, death. It's kind of slow. What do we got? Puppet Master and the Goose. Yeah, there's this energy of aggression. And like defensiveness. It's also like very like protect the home. So this ancestral energy is feeling very like it's almost like to take a new thought and belief to the family. It's like to bring this new idea or this new approach is almost a threat to the existence of the past. It's almost like I'm trying to come up with a good example, but like it's a goose. Like they just hiss. They're just like, this is my territory, get away from me. And it's like, don't make me change. Don't make me be something new. Like, this is how we do things, and I'm going to be protective. I'm going to defend it. It's this like aggressor energy. And this feels more like that's just explaining kind of like maybe what we've run into. Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna go with this. Then we have the Puppet Master. And then, so every card in this deck is a hand puppet, a shadow puppet. And it's the Oracle of Pluto, right? So Pluto is war, death, transformation. But our light source, there is a light source on this card, first of all. There's not always a light source, and I was really drawn to that immediately. But then, this is Cerberus. And Cerberus is like the guardian of the underworld. It's also hounds, so I'm getting like Hecate energy, which is coming through a little bit yesterday. Also, I'm being drawn to the fact that she looks like she's from Greece, and it's Cerberus, so we could be, yeah, this is big Hecate energy, actually. Pluto in the corners, what else? I'm like, I feel like there's something else. When I looked at these little Pluto symbols in the corner, they looked like keys. Like, we're getting big Hecate energy here. So almost like, allow your intuition. Okay, for those of you, and oh my god, the candle. This is screaming Hecate, actually. I would like to know more about Cerberus currently, just based on how I'm perceiving this card. So Hecate is like, she's the gatekeeper and she guides people through the underworld. She is the light bearer and she guides people through the passages of the underworld. She brings people, so if we're looking at the subconscious level of that and in the shadow, she is helping to guide people. It is the inner, I look at deities like archetypes, that's how I work with them. So just to be clear, my exchange with these energies is going to be different than a lot of practitioners that talk about deities. But my relationship to this is it's like the inner older sister kind of a vibe. It's not, I mean, it can be mother energy, but like it really gives like older sister or like mentor. It gives this energy of like someone who cares about you even though they don't have to. And so when this energy comes forward for me, and it's feminine, so I'm gonna say she, it's this like follow your, it's almost like the dark high priestess. I'm giving a lot of back information. So maybe there could be something about diving into the beliefs that you carry from your ancestors. Maybe there could be something about how you are carrying forward these patterns, and like allowing that inner guidance, that inner light, So again, this Hecate energy, when I talk about that, I'm talking about a part of you that is internal that guides you. And we're talking about the feminine, so it flows. It's from the void. It is creation itself. So therefore, innately, there is a destruction. It's a dark. We're talking about the underworld. We're talking about the shadow. We're talking about rewiring the subconscious. We're talking about going through ancestral patterns and choosing something new. Like, this is not light work. This is heavy stuff. And allowing yourself to, like, trust your inner guidance. The first thing I saw today for this reading, like, as I started to pull through, I saw the High Priestess twice. Like, trust your knowing, trust your own guidance to bring you through. And know that, like, you have a light that is guiding you. You are the one that is creating the shadow. Your consciousness is the thing that is here to clear these patterns of control and these patterns of stagnancy and being stuck. And you are the cycle breaker. You are the one who, we're pulling turtle energy. Okay, hear me out. Turkey healing. I saw 3 baby turkeys this morning, like baby babies, and it's like late July. They shouldn't be babies. But the back of the turtle is used to tell time. We're looking at the calendar, we're looking at cycles. But because we have this energy, I'm looking at this as a cycle breaking. I'm looking at, there is a new cycle. Oh, we were just the baby turkey, something new. Even if it feels like it's late, even if it feels, I'm getting chills. The cycle is breaking. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The fox. Okay. That's beautiful. We'll leave those there, even though elephants did come up recently. We also have this fox, so it's kind of like, it's like, can you be wise about how you're going to make things happen? How can you get away with breaking the cycle? How can you have that playful energy about changing it? We're going back into, like, these new energies. How can we have this, like, new approach and this new, like, hee hee ha ha, let me switch this up, let me change this energy around, let me make this something new. And I actually have to take a quick break. I don't know how to, is there a way to pause this? Because I know that they have puzzle pieces. I guess I can always, I'll be right back. Give me just a minute. still up? It's still up! We survived! We survived! Whew. What do we got? Polyghost. Multiple spirits. Oh, there are multiple things being cleared. Like, do I pull... Ooh, I do like that idea. Okay, first before I go back to it, there could be something urgent that you need to deal with that will allow you to step into this energy. Foxes are quick, turtles are slow. It took a long time to get here, and now you can take quick action. It doesn't have to be, and like by quick action I mean like you don't have to sit there and process this stuff that you're clearing out over and over. This isn't a tedious thing. This is meant to be something that you like move through really efficiently and like with quick wit. Like you're meant to be like, it's meant to be easy. You're fully equipped for it. Everything you've gone through has gotten you to the point where you're ready to do this. Okay, so looking at this like energy of receiving, this youthful take, what are some shadow aspects that we can use to our advantage for transforming this energy? I want 3 cards total, please. I would like 3 cards. That's 2. That's too many! Me out here yelling at the spirits. Turkey. 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 We got turkey. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna take these 3. I'm gonna look at these and then I'm gonna put them back. Oh, cute! Okay, I'm gonna talk about them, but they're not... Okay, we'll talk about them, but that's more of a message than it is the shadows that we're talking about. I flipped this, and I literally flipped it away from myself, so... Salamanders are cave animals. Okay, if you have at any point been in a hermit mode in the last few years, is there a certain aspect of yourself that is shadowy that you have befriended? Something that's like never seen the light of day, but like it's harmless, like it's chilling, it's not going to cause any problems. That's one of the aspects. We have the jellyfish. Very cute, very like ethereal, very awesome, but also like deadly if you touch it, right? They sting. So like, again, we're talking about this receiver energy and like what shadows we can use to help us with that. So, kind of like having good automatic defenses. Like you don't have to do anything, it's just like knowing that if people mess with you, I don't quite understand. Oh, if those, okay, we're talking about transmuting the inner shadow aspects. So, this jellyfish, I'm thinking, when we're trying to remove doubt, fear, shame within, when we're trying to, how do I explain that? You might just need to sit with yourself a little bit for this to come through. You might just need a little bit of quiet time. Yeah, you might just need to go crawl into your cave and let this come through, because it might like be a little unique in how you have to approach it. It might be something that you've never really noticed before. But essentially, all of these like harmful ancestral patterns, all of this like force, all of this like doubt and the pain and all of this stuff that's over here in this pile that's wanting to be transmuted. Using that part of you that is able to just like bite something's head off. That part of you that is just like cold. And like we all have that. It's this like natural, it's almost an anxious response a lot of times, but it's a shadow aspect and it does have a use. So what you could do is that doubt, that fear, those reoccurring voices, that little thing in there that's like, no, you can't do that, you're not good enough, or that's not real, or they don't care, or whatever the fuck it is. Allowing yourself to set up these defenses, so like, let that be the thing that's stung. Let my toxic be used towards those parts. Not that they don't need love, but once you've already met them with love and it's a reoccurring, it's like, let me cut it off. Let me, it's done. Get it out of here. It's done. There's no room for that anymore. And then we have the hermit crab, and that's more about defenses. Really, our defenses seem to be something that's really looking to protect us and take care of us here. And then these other cards that came out was more of a message, so I'm just going to bring this through really quick. It was the devil, friend, wolf, and the camel. So I immediately, we were talking about the shadow, the inner demons, the inner need to create something new, the inner need to break those chains, because the devil in the tarot breaks chains, right? What do we got? I think we have Nightshade on this card. We were befriending the shadows, that was what the point of this was, but it was saying like the shadows want to be your friend, like they are willing to help you. And then the wolf, for me, the wolf is a spirit guardian or a spirit guide. It's something that like when you go into the astral, the wolf will help you travel. The wolf is a pack animal, but like the wolf wants to help you. And also the wolf points at your intuitive nudges, so like the wolf is looking to guide you. And then the camel here is all about resources and making the best of them over a period of time. So allowing yourself to be in this like protective energy with these parts of you that maybe you haven't seen very often, and allowing that to work on your behalf, allowing these defenses to work on your behalf, and knowing that you have that sustainability from those shadow aspects and that they want to help guide you and help you heal. That was just a quick little side message off of that. I'm going to leave the rest of those cards out, but I'm going to put these away. And then we will move on to the alchemy deck. This is the Wild Unknown Alchemy. It's one of my favorite decks. I actually asked for this for Christmas this year, and it's been incredible. I don't necessarily know every single thing in it, but I can pretty well use it without the book now, which is cool. Alright, so now that we're in this space, we've kind of seen like where the energies are and what we can utilize. Let's bring through transformational energies. Let's really bring this into the new gifts and this new state of receiving and trust. How can we alchemize this? We transformed, but now we're alchemizing it and we're creating this new out of it. We've come up with a way to protect and defend these, like, against these energies, which is like we're in the state of receiving, but then we have these like shadow aspects that serve us and will like sting if they need to. They will cause this like protective reaction against maybe like patterns that don't want to die. So first of all, what can we do to bring full and total transformation to these ancestral patterns? I'm getting the term discernment just right off rip. That's fine. We have Mars again. And Jupiter. This Mars has lightning on it, and so I just want to bring up again, mind you, we have Mars in Aries. There's a lot of like war energy. War, if you look at the root of the word, is about confusion. With the fox spirit coming forward so many times, it's almost like you could outwit the doubt. It's almost like you can outwit it, and you can, like, the sting is something that you can do intellectually. But I would avoid intellectualizing this too much. It's just like maybe be playful about your approach and how you want to undercut it, if that makes sense. And then this Jupiter here is like, expand your capacity to play with that. Can I get more for this? Can I get something a little more like specific? No, the energy is very much like no. Okay, the Golden Rose. This was actually one of our main cards for yesterday's reading. This energy is very much like no. Like, we're over that, and it's like you can change your thoughts, you can outwit it, you can set up defenses against it, but at this point, it's just time to move on and like bloom into something new. So, what we're gonna start bringing through positivity now. So what are we receiving from this? I just want to look at this. Obviously we're receiving the like rewards and the love and the unity that we were looking for, especially as this began. And we have cycles coming up again with rotation being there. Oh. I don't have this card memorized, but I'm gonna just go based on what it's called. So yeah, we're going into this like, just bloom, just allow it to happen. You don't need to control it. And then we have rotation here on the deck. It's like the cycle is asking you to start unfolding. The cycle is asking you to start like opening your petals and allowing yourself to do that. And it can feel like it's against your nature. It can feel, we were talking about going against these ancestral patterns. It's like, we've always, as a family, we've always been this square box, and you're this colorful thing, and look at these doodles, and look at all of this, like, all of this new light and this new creative energy that you bring to this, and like, just letting yourself be in that exploratory and like joyful spirit, and like, letting your innate wisdom shine through. It's wise salt. So salt is purifying, and then wisdom is wisdom, right? It's something that's innate, it's within you. And then we have glass here. It's kind of like, allow yourself to see the wisdom that you hold in all of the color that you're bringing to this. Allow yourself to just bloom into this new energy of receiving and of just allowing it to come to you. Allow it to naturally just come to you. Allow the density to work in your favor. Allow, yeah, those shadows that we were talking about, allow those to like really choose to work for you. Fun. That was really fast. That deck went really fast. Hello? Oh my god. It can feel a little frustrating to like get things to fall into place sometimes, and like it takes time for things to like polish up and become what you want them to be, and that's normal and natural. You don't like, it's also ooh, doodles. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. If you would like a short reading when I'm done with the collective, I would love to give you one if you were interested. I think I was just talking about how it can be really frustrating while you're in this process of stepping into receiving, and that's a part of the process itself. And I have not shuffled this yet, but we have the Devil, which is like breaking the cycle, breaking the chains, and then we have the Emperor, which is structure and authority, but to me, this is feeling like control. Also, we officially have counterparts on the board. Let me just drop that Emperor there. So we're in changing that cycle. It can be like natural for us to try to control it and try to like make something out of it, and we don't really need to do that. That's not really what we're here to do. We're here to be in this Empress energy. The the part that needs to be in control is going to do what it naturally needs to do anyway. We don't have to figure out, we don't have to be able to see to know what's going on. We're expert navigators. We don't have to be in control of it. Okay. Spirit, give me just a second. I'm trying to direct this question, and it feels a little elusive and evasive. Again, oh, you don't have to see it. You're an expert navigator. But I would like a question to direct this energy, please, Spirit. And being in that state of receiving. What's something playful you could do in this moment? What's something creative and right? What is this, the new energy? What's something playful that you can do in this moment? Two of Pentacles. And it's creating a balance. Balance your inner resources. Oh wait, we had... Shit, where's that card? We were using discernment here. They were tipping in her favor. They're tipping in her favor. It's the left hand that's the receiving hand. We're really stepping into this energy of receiving. And like, just like being in flow, in this new energy of flow. Allowing your inner world to create support for you and letting it flow. Like, I want to pull cards, but there's no question coming through. I want to see where this goes. I want to create more. I want change. I want depth. I want something new. But it's just about being in the present moment. I'm being called to talk about how last night there was a big part of the message that was just like, go look at the stars. Just go sit peacefully under the stars. There's been a lot about being present. Page of Swords. Isn't that Page of Swords? Oh yeah, Page of Swords. We have the same like curious energy. But it's more like this, I was equating this with the fox spirit, which is like this like playful, cunning, like, oh, what happens if we, hi Jenny, how are you today? But on this Page of Swords, he's more like planning where he's gonna throw his arrow. And I noticed that's the energy I kind of went into when this part of the reading started. It was very like, how do I want to direct this question? How do I want to? And so maybe that's part of this Empress energy, is like, we have this cunning energy, the fox spirit. We have this like, I love this song, Owl Wisdom. Sorry, this song, I love this song. Right, distractions. You'd be getting distracted while you're trying to decide, and that might be actually to just keep you from overthinking and overdoing and like willing things too strongly as the strength is there. It's almost like you don't have to put in that much effort because again, you're just gonna get there. Okay, so I am gonna pull a few cards out of this, just like show me some evidence of the good that's coming forward from this turning over. Like, give me access to this information so that I can channel through, like, hope for the collective. Like, what do you get out of being in the state of receiving? What is the payoff for doing that, I guess? Oh my god. Four of Wands. This Four of Wands gives Three of Cups energy to me. It's like the girls dancing, it's happy celebration. But for me, the Four of Wands is like a marriage card. It's, I say marriage, but it's like the ceremony, it's the celebration, it's the physical celebration. And it's like, look at the card. It's kind of like vacation. It's giving vacation vibes. Oh, it's giving vacation vibes. Like If you're in this state of receiving, you're on vacation. You know, oh my god. Alright. Alright. Okay. You go into this state of receiving. You have this curious approach. Maybe you try to plan a little bit, but like don't put too much effort into making it happen. Making it happen isn't what we're doing here. We're being in this Empress energy, things work out for the Empress, and in doing so, the scales are tipping in our favor, right? And we're gonna go on a new journey. We're gonna go on a new journey. Fox spirit, we've got the fox here again, playfully. We're stepping into this playfully. We're using curiosity. We're using this new ability to like, I wonder. And I that energy keeps coming through of like this unique perspective no one in your lineage has used before. Is this like, what happens if I, and it's this like, oh, right? And then we have the Two of Wands, and normally the Two of Wands is a choice between two different paths, but as you can see, she's already picked her path. So like wherever you want to go, you have a vision of a life and a world that you want to exist in. You have a vision of how you want this to play out for you, and you've already put down, you don't want, let me just point you guys here, you don't want this, you want this. Also, look at how much is here. There's so much to support you. Okay, sorry, I just needed to like exemplify that for you guys, because like you've clearly like that ancestral stuff, that old like paradigm, you're moving on, you've put that down. You're like, no, something new. I'm taking my new will and I'm moving forward like boldly and happily into this. I'm taking my will. I'm harnessing all aspects of myself. Remind you, we were talking about the shadows and using those to our advantage within to like help create this like protection from like, you know, the other stuff. Like you don't have to be at the mercy of the sneaky thoughts. Like use your shadows, meet yourself, love yourself, do not abandon yourself. But those parts of your mind that you're trying to transform, the things that need to die, allow yourself, you gotta get down to this, allow yourself to sting them, allow them to go away and remove themselves. You don't need them anymore. You've worked through that and they were there to teach you, but they're no longer a part of your path. And like, so we're going really quickly into this new like adventure, this new, I picked that up, this new adventure, the new world that we're looking at. And we're like going to explore, we're going on vacation, we're going to explore something new. And we're taking all parts of ourselves along for the ride. And we have the High Priestess here saying like, we know where we're going. We intuitively, mind you, the first thing I saw today in the deck when I split it was the High Priestess. We have intuitive knowledge of how to use all those parts of ourselves to be in this state of receiving and to allow ourselves to be there, to really allow ourselves to step into that energy is like something that the ancestors that were scared to change, the lineage, the stuff that like was stuck, that stagnation, that like, oh, this taking forever, this like, is it ever gonna end? That energy over here, like, they wanted this, but they never thought it was possible. There was I saw a card and I'm trying to remember, oh. This wasn't the card, but this is part of the point. Under that, we had the Five of Wands. In most decks, the Five of Wands looks like conflict. This Five of Wands looks like they're having fun and they're playing. And it's like, maybe your family always saw, like, trying something new. And this goes back to earlier, trying something new was like, it's gonna cause conflict, it's gonna be dangerous, let me stay in the mold, let me be this, like, easy to digest thing so that I fit in, so that I'm a part of. And it's like, no, like at this point, we're moving. We're going somewhere else. It's time to go somewhere else and do something new. We're no longer like here to be in that energy. I'm having trouble finding the other card, but there was another card that backed up my point there. So, interesting. Moving really quickly through this reading, by the way. Like, there's a lot of cards and I've been live for an hour, but like, I've done 2 more decks than I did yesterday and the day before. I'm moving very quickly. This is a very fast, there's a lot of movement. So like being in the state of receiving, oh, that was really important in a side note, so we're just gonna go there really quickly. to be in a state of ease, to choose to be in ease. Also, this is always very like intense music, which is strange. To be in a state of ease. Be in a state of ease. I think. Wow, it was moving really fast, but it's like staying calm while things are moving quickly. Came through. Remaining calm, remaining present, remaining centered, remaining in this like balanced energy between counterparts, remaining in this like. Because again, all of this chaos happened because the Lovers was here. There was this like, that was what started this whole reading, and like, we're in this energy of like being in receiving and letting things work in our favor, and we got counterparts. The Lovers is no longer reversed. All of that ancestral stuff, no, this is already flipped. We don't even have to deal with that. When you're learning how to operate in ease, that's what was trying to come through. The staying present was part of it. When you're learning how to operate in ease, when things start to come in, when things are moving quickly, when things are chaotic, when it's like, it's fast, it's new, it's fast, there's a lot happening, it can be really tempting to pick up this Emperor energy and be in control. And if you are trying to operate in ease, you have to remain in ease. You have to allow that easeful nature to exist, or it's just going to be more chaos. Oh my hair, sorry. And just like recentering to that state of ease, recentering to that things do work in my favor, things are flowing to me, and just continuing to do that, because staying in this energy of like, we do have like operable will, we are creating changes, but we're doing it from a state of flow and a state of play and a state of like our uniqueness. We're not doing it from just control. We're not doing it from this like, I'm gonna make this happen energy. We're doing it from a state of trust and a state of like letting it be beautiful. Spirit, give me a card to make that easy. Make being in ease easy. Give me one card to start and we'll see where we're at. Because I'm gold. I'm not thinking that. It felt like it wanted to come out, but it didn't come out. And if it wanted to come out, it would have. That's another part of the ease, is like trusting that the things that are meant for us will find us, and we will be perfectly equipped for them. On the deck we have Sunstone. It says, in the uniqueness of who you are lives a world yet to be discovered. Again, we're going back to the like, we're doing things that our lineage has never done before. There really is this like, your uniqueness is what makes your path work for you. You are the key to it. You are the only person who can enact this like new potential and this new will. You are the only person with that. That last song was called Warm, but the like main part of it is like, 'cause I'm gold. 'Cause I'm gold. Like sunbathing. The dance of stillness is calling you to live in its embrace. So again, ease, presence. But we were talking about, that song was called Warm. We have Sunshine. That's feeling like allowing yourself to feel the warmth of life. Allowing yourself to like feel, okay, allowing yourself to tap into your senses and feeling this like warm hug of your existence. Like you have all of this beautiful energy and this creative energy, but it's almost like if you were to like really hug the most like creative version of your inner child, like that version that just like was full of hope and had no like limits whatsoever. And it's almost like that feeling of hugging that little kid. It's like that, like there's so much warmth, and like sitting in that energy and being so present with that with that infinite potential, and allowing that warmth to be the thing that guides you. The thing about this Fool card is, like, she's playful and she's ready and everything, but, like, there is, like, this grounded, warm energy that the Empress has, and that's kind of what's being called forward here, is this, like, you know, the sun helps the things grow, the flowers bloom. Mind you, the next card that I have here is daisies. We're talking about things blooming, like, allowing that warmth to be what leads us, allowing, like, our creativity to be the thing that guides us, but that warmth to be the thing that grounds us and keeps us in the moment. And again, this card says the stillness is calling for you to live in its embrace, to be present with your own safety, to be present with your own security, and to create that within. And, like, okay, I get really weird about pitching, but just on a side note, I offer nature reconnection sessions, and the point of them is to connect you to your body so that you can receive what your body is communicating with you. And I think there's something to be said for that energy of getting so present that you can hear what you are being told, so you can hear what you are feeling, so that you know what is coming through to you. And, like, cultivating that is a process. But that presence is the core component, is very important. And then daisies is the last card. There is a whisper of a glimpse of opportunities to fill your life with joy. Yeah, okay, and we're right back to, we're no longer chasing this divine, we're no longer chasing, like, the happy ending. We're no longer chasing it because, like, we just know that it's coming in. We just know that it is, like, you know, connection and smelling the flowers and being surrounded by beauty. We just know that that abundance is something that is coming to us because we are in this warmth, because we are in this state of curiosity, because we are in this safety. The wrap-up on yesterday's reading was really beautiful. I think I would like to make a VOD of it or something. I haven't quite wrapped up how I'm gonna do it. But I was like, Spirit, tell me what's coming, tell me what's good, tell me, like, the hopeful thing that people can chase. And the point of the message was, the abundance is just what shows you that you have achieved it. The things, the external things, are only there to show you that it happened. The point is not about the things, the point is about how you feel inside. And then you get to be surrounded by things because you are finally appreciative of the moment, because you are finally appreciated of your center and your safety, because you can finally smell the flowers, because you can finally look around and see, like, wow, I am surrounded by so much beauty. I am so divinely blessed. I am so grateful for everything that is surrounding me. And the song's Nobody Knows, so that's kind of giving, like, that's kind of giving, like, I have all of this and no one knows that the only reason I have it is because I have me. I have all of this because I finally accepted me. And most people wouldn't take the time to go down this path. Most people wouldn't take the time to create this and nurture this and grow this. I'm gonna just pause the music really quickly because I'm kind of feeling like that's chilling. We're good. And then I'm gonna just pull from my oracle really quick and see if anything really quick, like wrapping messages, does anything want to come out? Just any closing remarks, anything finally that needs to be brought through for the collective. Anything at all. We'll take those. Pain is a teacher. Love yourself first. Yeah, so that inner, while you're creating that safety with yourself, because when you start getting into this warmth, it can feel a little intimidating. It's just a little, that new energy, that the first time approaching stillness, there's a lot of anxiety that exists in the world. There's a lot of like, am I doing this right? There's a lot of self-judgment. There's a lot of inner voices that come forward, especially from this like ancestral stuff that's been clearing. And like learning how to love the parts of you that were hurt. This came forward. Why is this coming? I think just like be grateful for the pain. The pain is also a part of that love that you are trying to cultivate by being present with the self. And then the other card was love self first, and then on top of the deck was be here now. So really it's just like create love for the self and be present. That's really like the key to this, to being in this state of allowing, to being in this state of receiving. Like really just like love yourself. You deserve to be loved. And you can ask for other people to love you all day long. Why are we... But when you love yourself, that's when things start to actually unfold in your favor. Yeah. That's the collective. That's everything. That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Alright, do I call you Jimmy? Uncle Jimmy's basement. Do I call you Jimmy, or would you like me to call you something else? And then on TikTok, if anyone followed and wanted to have a like short reading, let me know. I'll put you on the short list. And if anyone does want to get on the list, you can go here and you can go up here to get on the list, and then if you're on TikTok, you can go here and you can just donate, and that will also get you on the list. I'm gonna set these to the side, and because I think I'm going to do a wrap-up message and record it and put it. I think I'm gonna do like little wraps on TikTok. So that means, what decks do we have to work with? Interesting. Alright, Jimmy is fine. Hello, Jimmy. What kind of reading would you like? What would you like me to focus on? Is there a specific topic that you are approaching? I guess would be the way to ask that. Is there anything else that I need from this? No, I can set it to the side. I'm thinking... I liked the Lenormand yesterday. We'll probably do this again. And I'll set these over here. It's a thick stack of cards. An hour and 20 minutes. It's pretty thick. What kind of reading would you like? What kind of questions? Or I can do spirit-led if you don't have a specific. Hello, Beatrice. How are you? How are you? I'm doing alright. I'm feeling a lot more calm today. The last few days has been really intense. You picked a topic. I didn't see a message come through from you, Jimmy. What kind of focus would you like this to have? Love if possible. Yeah, we can do that. I'm gonna clear some energy really quick, because you said that and then it felt like there was something that needed cleared, so I'm just gonna like... Actually, that's what we're gonna do. We have this for me. I don't know if you were here to see that, like, the first card that came out for today's reading was the Lovers, and it was really a reading mostly about like learning to be in a state of receiving and like not trying to control how things unfold. And I'm just really called to like remind, that was the overarching message, was like, as you create that safety and that like presence, things are gonna come forward. But we can totally have a look about how things are unfolding. Are you trying to find out about how someone feels, or are you trying to see your energy in relation to love, I guess? Oh, we're looking at the mirror is what I'm kind of getting. So it could be both. But there's like this mirrored energy. So let's take a look at that. I might pull a different card. One of my main things, I do energetic work, I do like divination and stuff, and like I read the energies that are coming through, but like one of my primary studies is manifestation and like looking at how things within become things without, and also that was a part of the reading earlier. That's insane. Man, I love the way this collective comes through. Ribs. So the way we protect ourselves could be pertinent. Resource gathering came up again. Lilies. What is the significance of lilies? I think I'm going to pull this other deck up here in a second too. That's too many cards. We'll take the one, but we're not taking the others. Right. Oh, and we kept the star in the bottom. Yeah, so this is very cohesive. So far the energies I'm getting are very cohesive with the reading we just did. So I will try to get, oh please don't, I don't want this to collapse. It collapsed. I said, please don't, and it said, I'll do it anyway. I will make a cut of some sort to like combine everything. Literally. Okay. Alright. And that way there's like a something. And I'll put it on TikTok and YouTube. Because this VOD's gonna be muted because of music playing. But I'll make like a supercut so it's like referenceable. We were talking about manifestation. Okay. Just pulling this out so that we could talk about like how they're feeling, because this is a very like relational deck. So we'll get there in a second. This letting go of the past, letting the cycle complete, beginning something new, escaping the like, pulled the coffin, right? We're moving past the old cycles, we're moving into something new. But we have the numbers 8 and 9, so 8 is that infinite. That's why I was talking about like the reading that I just did, because the infinity was part of what came up. And so 8 is this number of like a cycle, right? It's completion, but it's like the internal, the external, the way that we emanate out into the world. And then we have the number 9 up here, and the number 9 is about new beginnings. It's about like, it's like the catalyst that comes from the climax of the cycle. We're talking about resource gathering. We have mice here. Mice are very homey. It's probably like you're looking for home to some extent. And like you're intuitively moving towards that. And the only thing I'm getting off of lilies is this almost like, ooh, it's a little toxic how this is coming off. It's like, so like lilies are toxic to cats. Cats hunt mice. I don't know why that's relevant, but there's this like predator energy that's showing up with that. But up here in the corner, it just says K, and it's kind of like this toxic like K, and like fuck it, K. And almost like, if you want to be in this like nurturing space, if you want to be in this space of like feeling warm and like held and loved, and you want to feel like you're at home and you want to build a home, like that toxic energy of like, okay, and like writing a situation off. There's a lot of like, black cat energy is, cats. cats. But that like black cat energy, that like villain era archetype, like it's not that that's not good, because obviously like in this reading we were talking about how it's really healthy to have the shadow work for you in a way that like helps you get to your goals. But if you're just writing things off and you're like whatever, like if you're just emanating that like get out of here, like you match me or you get out, like if you're in that energy, like usually the people that are worth having a home with are a little more soft than that, and like there are a lot of feelings and there's a lot of like empathy. And so I think that like instead of, there's a duality to this obviously with the cat thing, but there's a duality to this with this like tit for tat energy and this like moving beyond toxic patterns. And like instead of being in this like you either love me or you don't, you're either with it or you're not, you're either, if he wanted to he would, that shit, instead of being there, it's being in this like energy of like shining and knowing that whatever's going to come back to the collective again, whatever's going to come to you is going to come to you no matter what you do, and you are worthy of your flowers. Like knowing that you have standards is not a bad thing, but being toxic to the people that are trying to love you is, well, bad is relative, right? But like if you're looking to feel at home and loved, then having this like cut it off energy is kind of not gonna get you there. And then there's like a crossroads, and then man, so masculine. And then there's a Q up in the top of this. I'm reading that as queen, so it's kind of like there's a crossroads between the masculine and feminine energies. The man has a heart, that's the Suit of Cups. So it's almost like there could be something like the person is very vulnerable, and there's a decision in how you want to approach these people or handle it. Do you have a specific person that you're talking to? I'm just curious. Is there a specific energy, or is there like a divine archetype that you are calling in and interacting with? I guess is an additional question. That could look like, what could that look like? Feels like things are noisy. Is there a specific person, or have you met your divine counterpart internally, if that makes sense? What I mean by that is like having like drop-ins from a physical person. Sorry, can you reconfirm? I asked too many questions in that time. Okay. Let me just clear my hair really quick. My camera got blurred. No? I think it's focusing on the smoke. Oh, I need to. There, that should help. Okay. The second thing. You need to have a level of discernment to do that work. Just fair warning. You do need to know how to direct your own energy if you're gonna get into that. But like, for me, when I connected to my own, like as a feminine, I connected to my feminine energy. Then after I built a relationship with my feminine energy, I started to receive divine masculine energy internally, like communication. Not, how do I explain that? It's almost like if you were imagining a conversation with someone, but you weren't trying to create the imagination, and it just started. But there's like a high degree of discernment that you need to have. You need to be able to know like how to set boundaries and when things go too far. It can be a little overwhelming, so like it'll come when it's ready if that's a part of your path. But it's sometimes, especially, I don't know, what do we have here? We have be present. Be present with whoever this is, or with yourself. Yeah, be your own sanctuary. Okay, yeah, we're back to the manifestation thing for a second. I was gonna try to get in their mind and try to give you something, but I'm being redirected to this over and over. It's this, like, what you want to see externally, you create internally. You create the environment that you wish to see in the world. Yeah, and this is about breath. Really, this is like deeply about connecting to your body, and as you connect to your body, this person could or could not perspective. It's really about like how you show up for yourself determines the outcome of the relationships that you have, right? So like if you are grateful for the relationships and you feel worthy of receiving love and you are in a state of like cultivating that, then like the divine emanation is whatever you make it in any given situation. And again, we had breath popping up there. Connecting to the present moment, allowing that to be the thing that guides how this unfolds, allowing it to be the thing. Your thoughts create your legacy. Breath, again. Breath. I don't know if you do breath work, but if you don't, breath work. I'm going to give you a quick dial in on that, I guess. Or can you answer if you do breath work or not first? No, I'm just going to explain it. Okay. So when we inhale, it's what we can bring in, right? So like deciding what you want to bring into yourself. This is like about intentional breath, I suppose, in creating the safety. So you get present in your body and then you breathe in. So like say that you want that situation to feel, okay. Say you want that situation to feel a certain way. You breathe in that energy of like how the essence of that feeling like you feel it should. How do I say that? Hopefully you follow. But it's this like, okay, so if I'm thinking about the counterpart that I am involved with, when I breathe in, I'm going to think about like being very present with myself and them being present like by my side, and like me being whole and complete and them being whole and complete. And I'm going to inhale that energy. And then I'm going to hold it at the top, and I'm going to allow myself to hold that, to build my capacity to exist with it. And then I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to let the doubt and the shame and the pain, and I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let anything that feels like it could get between me and that, I'm going to let that out. And I'm going to really like, I'm going to get it all the way out, and then I'm going to hold. And then I'm going to inhale again, and I'm going to bring in that energy of presence and wholeness. And I'm going to slowly cultivate that energy within my body, within my vessel. I'm going to create... I feel that though. But like, the hold at the bottom is really important, because that energy of being and receiving, that energy of being in wait and like preparing for it to come in, that specific energy, there is a void that comes with that. There is a in between, there is a period of, there's a word, uncertainty. And creating safety in that emptiness, in that uncertainty. When you finally exhale all of this, like all of those doubts, all of that stuff, there is a point where you can exhale and you can feel the essence of your silence and your stillness. And that's really what we're cultivating with these two cards, was be present and sanctuary. We're creating that sanctuary within, because like that energy of being present and whole with your counterpart, that energy is beautiful. But in order to be whole, you have to be able to hold that essence, the part of you that is like a blip in space, the part of you that is like a star in the void and vacuum of space, and like allowing yourself to sit with your light, allowing yourself to really like be present with that, like, and create that warmth, right? We're really bringing that warmth aspect in here. It's not about being cold and alone, it's about being like so comfortable and safe. So cultivating that in and out. And then as you do that, whoever your real counterpart is. This is a cat again. Oh my god, that's so funny, because we were talking about cat energy. But it's companion, right? And also, that's a red thread, red string of fate. But we have a companion here. And then we have that black cat energy. The cat's... It looks like a basket, but I want to say the cat's out of the bag. Can you date a cat girl? I think it's just about being whole and in yourself. And anything that happens between now and mastering that, I don't know where you are on your path, obviously, we just met. But whatever happens between now and that point where you are getting closer and closer, mind you, it's a heart. The red string of fate, and it's a heart, are you kidding me? It's like, you do have a divine counterpart in this lifetime that's available to you if you do the work and you cultivate your own presence in your mid-journey. I get that. I guess we're all kind of mid-journey in a way. But you do have a counterpart available to you in this lifetime, I would say, based on that. And if I don't know the person that you're with, that could be them. They could be that like fated counterpart. That could be them. But all right, this is a list. But it's really up to how present you are. Hey, if that's what you're calling in, that's what you're calling in, you know? Hey, you know what you want. Pathfinder, yeah. The heart wants what the heart wants, man. I feel you on that. I am currently in my embodiment phase, so to speak. And I definitely get the, like, the lovers popped out there, by the way. The cat is a black cat. It is a black cat. Dang. I really liked getting to read on a love reading that wasn't for me. It was really nice to like bring that energy through. I'm really grateful that you came through for that. So thank you for the follow, and thank you for the card that just popped out was Father. I'm really grateful that you came through. I needed to bring that energy through in a clear way that was different. You're gonna be a father? I mean, maybe. I didn't pull... I pulled this breath card 4 times since I told you to breathe. Connect to your breath. You're gonna get where you're going. Connect to your heckin' breath. And remember to connect to like the light that you have. It's not just about connecting to your body, it's about like finding the value in yourself as you go. You are the key. You're gonna do great. And also divine timing. So it's like, it can be there right now. Like in the quantum, it's already right next to you. It's just about like, you being ready for it, you being clear enough for it, you being the vessel that's ready for it. So if you have karmic stuff to clear, that's because you decided that you weren't ready to let go of something. And just remember that everything that happens between now and where you're going is meant to make you perfectly equipped for what you need. So do your best to be the person that you really truly value. Like, learn your values, learn your, I don't know if you're into astrology, but we're gonna have a Venus retrograde in Scorpio. I think Scorpio, maybe Libra too. But we are gonna have a Venus retrograde in October, and Venus, really we start talking about values, and we start talking about like worth and like self-worth and stuff like that, and this relationship work. It's a really good time to break through any like self-worth issues you might have. I'm a Gemini too. You got a whole chart, I promise. It's not just Gemini, although it does explain why you are rather chatty. I appreciate that, by the way. Thank you for like hanging out and talking. I really appreciate having someone to kind of like bounce off of while I'm going. It's helpful for the like, I don't know. It's that void energy is really like, I'm pretty comfortable with it, but it's nice, you know? The 6K points. What do you mean the 6K points? Do I have points set up in my chat? Is that what this is? Also, I should drink water. I bet that's what that is. If it's not that, please explain what points are. Oh, I have, interesting. I didn't even realize that was there still. Okay, yeah, I'll leave that. I love doing readings anyway. I'm gonna put up these cards because I keep trying to pull things. Like, do I need to do anything else to wrap? Was there anyone else that followed that wanted a reading? I don't think so. I think I just need to do a wrap up after this. And I'll post that on both of those platforms. So if you were interested in finding out what the collective was, I'm gonna do my best to like cut that up and put it together. Yeah, I would love to read your chart. I'm all about it. If you're a Gemini, I don't know how much you like to learn, but like astrology was one of those things that tickled that part of my brain that was like, I don't know how old you are, but like Uranus is it's a really slow moving planet. Oh, wait, sorry. Uranus is in Gemini right now, so that could be what you're talking about actually. It'll be there for a while. Lilith's in your third house? Do you have some? We'll look at your chart. I'm not gonna interpret based on, yeah. Save up the points. I look forward to reading for you. I don't know how long 6K takes, but I intend to be live. Currently, I intend to be live every day, and then I'll look at how fast those points build up so I can try to make it so you can get it like pretty soon. I intend to be live every day, and then once I have like a pretty, once I have a pretty good following built up, I'll probably go to a few times a week, but currently I'm going to do it every day for like a while. Depending on how much rest I need. If I need a day off, I will communicate that. Alright, I am going to end stream. I will get a recap posted. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And remember that everything that you wants you to, all that you were meant for in this world is going to find you no matter what you do. That sounds more daunting. What is meant for you will always find you, and you will always be perfectly equipped for it. You are the creator of your reality, and everything that you are emanates from what you think and how you show up in your life. And you have the power to control that and to be all that you want to be. I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful night. Bye! Like, doing that on TikTok feels cringe because I didn't hit the button. Have a good night! Bye!